December 27th, 2015. Today, I'm going to tell you why that date matters so much to Card Talk. All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Card Talk. I'm Ryan, joined as always by Tyler and Lou. We have a lot to get into today, as I'm sure many of you would imagine. The Jets and the Patriots played this weekend. We'll talk all about that. Ohio State and Notre Dame both had big wins this weekend. We'll talk about what happened there, what that means. Got some more Card Talk stuff to talk about. We've got the Victor Wembanyama event with Topps in San Antonio. That happened this weekend. They picked a winner there. Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift. What that means, we'll get into that. A lot more stuff to talk about. We've got a full itinerary. We've got some Q&A later, a little bit of everything. So we'll start with the usual. We'll start with what we always start with. What's on your mind? Ty, I'm going to start with you. You look a little focused, but a little like blah. So we'll start with you. See what's on your mind today, my friend.
Got a PSA sub back yesterday.
It's not what I was expecting you to start with.
Got some cards. If you're watching on video, you can see, but I got a V-Friend Major Moth Series 2 Epic PSA nice. 8 corners on these are binged up. Picked this up raw at the National. Little Polywhirl first edition. Came back in 8. Tough scene. I feel like it'd be impossible to get a 10 on a first edition Pokemon at this point.
It would be tough.
First edition Water Energy. PSA 8.
You love water.
Topps Allen and Ginter Mini. Pele. No back.
Ooh. Exciting.
Interesting little Eric card.
Yeah.
9. Came back as a 9. Another Allen and Ginter. I know we're going to talk about Allen and Ginter today.
Who's that?
Little Gary V. Black.
Oh.
PSA 10.
I don't know who that is.
Solid 10.
Solid 10. And then a little V-Friends Series 1 Insightful Irish Terrier. I'm a big Terrier guy. Big Terrier energy. That also came back to the 10.
Why? Any reason in particular a Terrier?
I grew up with Terriers. I grew up with Fox Terriers specifically. And I love dogs. And I can't wait to get my own Fox Terrier.
Fox Terrier, great
Terrier.
animal.
Yeah, Fox Terriers. They keep the energy going, unlike what I have today, because I just...
Fox Terriers have the ears, right?
Yeah, they got some ears.
Yeah.
They're not like typical, like you can cut them and stick them up, but no, they're floppy.
Oh, okay.
Penn State,
you're saying something about
just
energy?
the only thing. Yeah, I've just got weird energy about sports. I'm 3-0 in our fantasy league, but that's
any
neither
reason
here
in
nor
particular?
there. Yeah, I just don't like wasting my time, and I've been wasting a lot of time on Sundays of late, and now like Sunday. This upcoming Sunday should be like a pretty fun thing. It's like Sunday night, 8:30. Typically, I'd be like all jacked up, like Monday. Like it's gonna be a good Sunday night. You got the Chiefs in town, like Patrick Mahomes. Like you're on Sunday Night Football. Like typically, I'd be really excited, but I think I'm just gonna be home alone on the couch and probably turn it off at halftime. But Saturday at noon, there's a really big game. We got Northwestern.
Yeah.
The squad's been playing well, just trying to take things one at a time. The schedule for the next couple weeks, Northwestern at noon. You win that game, you're 5-0. Hopefully you win that game. Just got to get through that game, stay clean, no turnovers from our quarterback, Drew Aller. Then we get a bye week, and then we play UMass, and then we have a really big game at Ohio State. So I'm just focused on Big Ten football, Penn State football, taking it 1 week at a time. And hopefully we're in a game in fourth quarter at the Horseshoe so that maybe we can try and sneak out a win on the road.
Just don't bring any old people to the stadium or else the coach will get freaked out and start yelling and screaming.
Yeah, I guess it's Ohio against everyone, but I'm not sure where our quarterback sits on that because I don't know if he claims Ohio or if he claims Pennsylvania now. But I hope that he doesn't say it's Ohio against the world because he's a Penn State.
I feel like he wouldn't say that.
He's from Ohio. Yeah, I agree. I hope he goes to Ohio and makes them realize that they need to build a better offense against the world because the world's coming.
The world is coming.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what's on my mind. Those are the things that are on my mind. I never thought I could actually be sad about the Jets, but it all got taken out of me this weekend as I sat there in rain, soaked, pouring. Not saying a word.
Lou, what's on your mind?
Tyler and I had a fun quarter of sitting next to each other in the rain on Sunday. We had a nice little joke about Tua that we will have for a while now. Not a bad joke, a good joke.
It was a good joke.
So, yeah. Do you want to save the Jets, Ryan?
Yeah, we can save the Jets. For
Okay,
sure.
we'll save the Jets. I'm not interested in going forward. So we'll talk about that later. Great win for the Astros last night. I mean, everyone loves baseball.
Are they playing the Mariners?
Yeah, Astros are playing the Mariners right now. They have 5 games left. They're 2.5 back of the Rangers. The Rangers are playing the Angels right now. So basically, the Astros can win the division or be out of the playoffs in the next 5 games, which is kind of crazy.
Wow. So if they don't
they have to win in one of the next 2 against Seattle at least to have a chance to make the playoffs, I think.
Seattle, the best team in the.
No, they're in 3rd. Texas is back in 1st. They're 2.5 up. Or yeah, 2.5.
We're talking a little baseball, huh?
Yeah, because
so can you send Seattle home or Seattle in?
Yeah, I mean, if Seattle, let's say, for example, if the Astros swept the Mariners this week, they'd be out. They're most likely out.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I would say they're on the outside looking in out of the 3 of us right now.
Astros playing good baseball?
No, they lost. They played the whole thing was they go down the stretch and they play the Royals and the A's a bunch of times, and they just keep losing to the Royals and the A's. So it's just like, grinding. So yeah, baseball season's great. I love baseball. Had a great gambling weekend. Won a lot of bets this weekend. So I'll just keep my focus.
What'd you hit on?
I think I was 15-4 over the weekend, which is kind of nuts.
Wow.
I did pretty good college football. I'm getting pretty good at college football. I have a good feel for the game right now.
Did you know that Penn State has covered 11 straight point spreads?
I did not know that. I did have the under. I also had one of my losses this weekend was a certain Penn State running back over rushing yards that I got from
Bobby
someone
Schmidt.
in our group chat. So Bobby's in trouble as usual.
Yeah.
Bobby's like worse than Jay, I think.
I took the over 38.5 in that game, but then we didn't let them score any points. Which was like,
here's my new thing.
Be careful.
I like betting on Wednesdays because the lines are good. I had 40.5.
That's good work. The thing is, I waited on Penn State till it was 14 because it opened 14.5. I'm the worst. Over 75% of my sports bets are simply things that personally I want to occur.
Yeah,
that's the worst way to do it.
Like that's the only way I bet on sports.
That's the worst way to do it because then you're double sad.
Or in the case of Penn State,
or
11 times in a row, you're kind of happy.
Oh, we also don't have the CGC video on here. I think we should talk about the CGC video at some point. We can get to that later.
Anything else?
That's what's on my mind.
Okay. What's on my mind? The Jets Patriots. We'll talk about that in a second. I'm looking forward to that for sure. Ohio State. I probably said 50 times, maybe 60, with 4 minutes left in the game when when Notre Dame got the ball back. I'm like, it's over. It's 100% certain. This game is not happening. Like, this is an L. Like, this sucks. FML. Like, this is not ideal. And
were you saying FML? Exactly that.
Yeah, I'm not saying it. So
you make some good post-game content, right?
I didn't post all of it. Obviously, you guys have access to close friends list. I obviously didn't post all of it. Can't do that. The video will reside with me for a while. I've not screamed that loud in a long time.
It was a big win. I was really pumped.
Yeah, big win for sure. It's fun, but I'm not one of those Ohio State fans that's like. I love talking about it with you guys just because I love pushing your buttons. Like if Ohio State beats Penn State, I'm gonna have to say, and if they lose, I'm not gonna enjoy it. Like Tyler and I are going to be upset on October 25th or whenever when we record next, when we record that episode. But
wow, that was it is October 24th when we record. That's crazy.
It's one of those 2 days. I know, they play. I think they play on the 21st or
24th. Yeah, they play the 21st.
So I'm just thinking about it. Like that drive, McCord drive. That 3rd and 19 throw, if Ohio State, and these are big ifs, Ohio State has a lot to figure out. I'm not oblivious. If Ohio State does anything this year, i.e. win a national championship, that 3rd and 19 throw lives in Ohio State like lore forever. Like that was a humongous throw. I mean, it's 3rd and 19. You've got that what's the penalty I'm looking for here? Intentional grounding. You have that. It's 3rd and 19. You're like, oh, it's over. I mean, we have no it's over. Like 15 seconds left. I'm like, you kidding me? It's 3rd and 19. We got to score a touchdown. And that throw to Emeka was crazy. Shout out to Notre Dame. Shout out to Marcus Freeman, my guy, for 10 guys. Give a little, Ohio State advantage. Love that for sure. Tough, but yeah, a road win like that, man. It was good. But I'm not oblivious that
I mean, how
if
would
those
you
things
feel if you worked your entire life to play football, you end up at Notre Dame? It's a big moment. You got a big home game against
Hartman.
Ohio State. Everything. You're Notre Dame. You win that game. You're in a good spot.
Mhm.
And then
it's a big win.
In the 2 biggest plays of of your career, you just play a man down.
Yeah, not ideal.
I mean, you work your whole life for that moment.
You're a senior on Notre Dame right now?
Yeah, you're just always gonna have we could have just had one more guy out there.
Ugh.
It's tough.
Yeah.
And there was somebody on the sideline screaming, let me get on because we only have 10.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
You don't think anyone on the sideline knows that?
No, because no, I don't believe so. Marcus Freeman said afterwards we didn't want a penalty. That's a 6-inch penalty. 6-inch.
Right. So he's saying they knew that there was 10.
Yeah, he didn't know what to do.
No way. You would the difference of 1 yard or 6 inches makes no difference on that play. The 11th guy definitely helps. I believe 100% in my heart for sure he didn't know about the penalty. Marcus Freeman after the game made a statement that Notre Dame knew they only had 10 men but didn't want to risk a penalty, so they didn't rush anyone off to the field. That to me is false. I do not believe that to be accurate because
yeah, of course, duh.
You're saying that no one knew that there was 10.
No one knew
for 2
no
plays.
One knew. 2 plays in a row. If you knew after the first play, you would have figured out by the second play.
They didn't know what to do.
I meant one of the guys, right? I meant one of the kids who was trying to get on the field. I didn't mean one of the coaches.
No, I mean, if you know you're supposed to be on the field, you tell the coach you got to be on the field.
I guess. I don't know. I'm not gonna.
Yeah. I don't think they knew. Again, that's my opinion on it. Anyways, but what my whole point of this was, Ohio State had a lot of things go their way to win. That 4th and 1 reverse, excuse my language. That 4th and 1 end around play,
one of the worst calls I've ever seen.
It was awful. And it's Ryan Dale. I love the energy. We can Lou and I do not agree on this. I get it. The energy, the fired up, we need that for sure. That's a terrible play call. Ohio State can't get a yard.
Humans are so funny because people just feel the need. I actually firmly believe for the first time Penn State has a real football team. The reason is simply because we actually did the Jalen Hurts play from 4th and 1 4 times in the same game. And humans are funny because everyone wants to look like a friggin' genius.
Yep.
When every single team should just do that. But no one wants to be the guy that just takes the play from someone else.
Yep.
And I finally believe that Penn State actually has something because we actually just do the thing that you should do, and it works.
Yeah, Ohio
But
State
everyone's got to be smarter and more brilliant and better than everyone else.
Yep, too creative, too hey, we got to outsmart everybody. It's just you have the best 2 receivers in America, and we're let's run an end around on a 4th and 1. I'm okay if you go in the pocket and throw it to those guys instead. Or you have 5 stars on the line, hand the ball off. But again, I don't think Ohio State
literally do what's allowed and put a massive tight end behind a quarterback and push him over the line because the data shows
you're going to get it 99% of the time.
And it's not illegal.
You see, sorry for the sidebar ride. I mean, I don't want to interrupt your Ohio State. The Eagles ran a fake. It got blown dead at the end of the game. Yeah. They ran a fake push play pass off of it on the goal line, they're gonna run that play in a big moment, and it's gonna be like insane. Because they had Jalen he bounced and then went backwards and rolled out, and they had Goddard wide open in the end zone. It just got blown dead. It was a sick play. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
No, you're good. Well, I say all that to say that Ohio State has some real things to work on right now. The offensive line and the defensive line do not look amazing. Like, no real threat to Sam Hartman with the 4 DNs. Like, I'm used to Chase Young and the Bosa brothers, and like those guys, I think Jack Sawyer had 1 tackle or no tackles. Like that, I mean, that's just terrible. You're going against Blake Fisher and Joe Alt. Like, Joe Alt would have been a first rounder last year, but I think Ohio State has some real things to work on. Like, Colin McCord had a big game that mattered. Marvin Harrison being in the game allowed Emeka to, even after that injury, allowed Emeka to do some things. I don't want to get into Ohio State, but good win.
Ohio State. Why does Marvel get hurt?
Did you see how he got hurt?
I know. I just feel like every time I turn around, the same thing happens with Garrett. Like, I feel like every time Garrett goes down and gets hurt, there's something going on with the Ohio State guys. They just are like always injured for like a second, and then they're back.
Are you saying that they're not tough?
I'm not saying that they're not tough. I am saying that maybe.
Hey, whoa, chill. Don't let Ryan get that. Don't let Coach Day get that, dude. It's high against the world, baby.
Coach Day, when he loses again, you're gonna want his ass out. So,
yeah, there was some, there's some things we got to work on. If Ohio State wins the national championship, I won't be surprised. If we go 9-3, I won't be surprised. Like, I just won't be surprised.
9-3 would be bad. Yeah, 10-2, I can understand.
Yeah, 10-2 against the teams you don't want to lose to. We're not third in the Big Ten kind of team. Like, that can't happen.
Yeah, that's why I say 9-3 would be bad. That means you lose to like Nebraska or something.
Yeah, not ideal. Can't lose. Honestly, like, there's gonna be a day that comes where Ty and Drew Aller and those guys figure it out and they get us like one year. It's gonna happen. I know it. Like, it's been a while. We're due for sure. But the only team I give any crap about is the team up north. So
are they? I don't love them as a team.
I appreciate the honesty as a guy that's rooted for Michigan for years. I appreciate the honesty. Yeah. We had the question last week about like, hey, is Ryan scared about JJ McCarthy? Like, it was 7-7 in the second quarter. Like, JJ McCarthy had 3 interceptions. Like, hand up. I've said it. I argued with Tyler that Michigan has the best running back tandem in the nation. I argued with Tyler, and I hate that team, loathe that team. But like, they're not like sweet.
Nah. I don't see it either, Rye. But the problem is you got a tougher test coming sooner.
Yeah, sure. You're gonna find out a lot about some of these. Again, like, we found out a lot about Colorado. Tyler and I talked all about it last week.
That was awesome. I kind of loved it in a weird way.
Kicked in.
I love that in a weird way. Like, I think it's good.
You know who's got the number 1 pass defense in college football?
Is it Penn State?
You know who's got the number 1 total defense in college football?
Is it Penn State?
You know who's got the least first downs allowed, leads turnover margin, has fewest turnovers on offense, leads time of possession?
Is it
Iowa?
Penn State?
It's all Iowa.
Anyways, yeah, that's on my mind. It's also on my mind. It's fall, man. Beautiful weather, 70 degrees, very, very nice out right now. Absolutely love it. Just big fall vibes kind of guy. Went to the
coming up, right?
Yeah. I was gonna get to that, but yeah, we'll just transition over. Yeah, we have that Saturday. So Tops is running like a hobby rip night across the country. Like, they wanted to partner with a bunch of different shops. Like, anybody could join up, is my understanding. Joined up. We've got that coming up. Going to have a lot. We've been working on it for a while. So gonna have about 100 free door prizes. Actually got one of the Buckeyes to come in and we'll be signing before. A little worried about that just because we only have time for about 40. We only have him for an hour, so I only probably have time for about 40 to 50, and expecting a few people to trade night. So a little worried about that, but gonna try to do 40 to 50 autograph signing.
First come, first serve. Get there early.
Yeah, you just you know what it's like. You can't please everybody. So gonna try that to be.
You want it? Get there.
Yeah, we'll see. It's not always that easy, and but have that. Partner with Zion Cases, have 10 cases to give away. Gonna try to do a free case break, got free roosters. It's been a top priority for us for a while, and we've been planning it for some time, and hoping there's a good turnout. So excited for that for sure. So that's Saturday. But I think we've got to talk about the week that was in the NFL.
Wait, can we do quick like college football, like top 5
Yeah.
players, top 5 things you're enjoying? Have you been watching other college football?
Yeah, Lou, what have you been seeing right now? You obviously are 15-4. You're obviously locked into the game.
Yeah,
You're
obviously like one of the best gamblers on planet Earth. Yeah, keep going.
student of the game for sure.
Right,
Shout out to Lou. But what have you been seeing?
I think Washington is the
Real
best
deal.
team in the Pac-12.
Real deal. Top 4 team in America.
Are they a top 4 team in America now?
I think so.
Oh, okay. I always miss the rankings, but I think they're like they're definitely a top 5 team in the country.
They're good.
They're really awesome.
Penix is the real deal.
Yeah, Penix is awesome. Their whole offense is awesome. They have a receiver. I forget his name.
Yeah, fast dude. The kid that signed
with, you know who I'm talking about, right? He's like a shorter dude.
Starts with like an O.
Yeah, he's really awesome. I'm just scrolling down here. I'm looking at teams. Oh, Washington State, also really good. Wazoo had a great win over Oregon State.
Cam Ward.
Yes, Cam Ward. They had a good win over Oregon State over the weekend. Is it Rome Adunzi? That's the one. He's awesome.
I'm not sure that's how to pronounce it. Yeah, he's good.
I think that's
Panini,
right.
I think Panini just signed him to like exclusive autograph deal.
Interesting.
See if I can find it.
The Pac-12 in general, I think is just really awesome. Fun conference to watch. Like almost every single one of the games are fun to watch. I've been watching a lot. Sneaky, one of the best teams in the country. Not one of the best in the country, but really good team. Shout out Greg is Syracuse. Syracuse has a big game coming up against Clemson this weekend. Clemson almost got their upset. They almost got it. I think that'll be like the peak of their season. So obviously,
I've been on this guy for a while. Big Cade Klubnik guy. Didn't look bad. Didn't look amazing. I did a video yesterday. And I talked about it. I'm so torn because obviously, as an Ohio State fan, I just do not like Clemson. But I do think Cade is gonna be good. And didn't look amazing on Saturday. Florida State is good. Jordan Travis is good. Their wide receivers are studs.
They're so talented.
That Keon Coleman kid is so big. He's hard to guard. I mean, that catch in overtime was nuts. So yeah, obviously disappointing game for Cade. But I think the big thing I'm seeing right now, we haven't talked a lot about this, but I think you're really, really setting up for some big QB classes coming up. I think there's a lot of QB
the next
talent.
2 or 3 years.
Yeah, I think the next couple of years, I mean, you're going to get, just going down the list, right? Obviously, Caleb Williams, reigning Heisman Trophy winner, number 2, I think, in current Heisman odds, or 1 or 2. He's really close to the top. I think Penix is near the top of the list.
They're now even.
They're even? Yeah. Penix is really high on the list. So you have Penix, you have Caleb Williams, you have Drake May, you have Bo Nix, you have Shadur Sanders, you have Drew Aller, you have Cade Klubnik. There's a lot of guys. I'm sure I'm missing 3 or 4 for sure. Like
Hartman's coming out this year. He's going to be a high pick.
Sam Hartman, he looks good. Some people will believe in JJ McCarthy. I am not one. Yeah.
What was nice this weekend? Cade McNamara was the starting quarterback for Iowa.
Dude, you see that freezing cold takes thing? Like my guy said, don't crap on us. We're gonna score points. Like that's a thing of the past, and they got blanked.
Mm-hmm.
The coordinator has to get fired already, right? Like he can't get to his goals.
The coach's son.
Yeah, it's the coach's son.
But he had the goals. He had to get 25 points a game or whatever.
They have to just average that across the year.
Squad.
I wonder who they play that he can run it up. That's gonna be funny when they try to. They're gonna have to score like 80 to keep their average up.
Yeah,
but Lou, what else were you saying about college? I'm curious about this.
Yeah. I think just in terms of like top teams, Georgia, they don't seem awesome.
I think the top teams in college football right now are teams we haven't talked about in a minute.
Yeah, it's like all the teams that were cool
the 90s.
Like in the 90s and the early 2000s. It's pretty
Texas,
much
Florida State.
You mean like
Penn State's a great example of that, I would say. As just a fan of football,
Tyler's face.
Because it's just insane. It just
I'm giving you love, Ty.
Absolutely insane. The lack of it just. But I get it. Like
it all comes down to
Ohio State. It's irrelevant.
It's all about that game. But I actually think you guys are one of the best teams in the country. So yeah, it's like Georgia. The best teams are like Georgia, Washington, the 3 Big Ten teams, Oregon, and Texas in some order.
We would beat the
Texas
brakes
is
off
nasty.
Washington.
What'd you say?
We would beat the brakes off Washington.
Ooh. I think Washington's 1A or 1B on the best teams in America right now.
They're a
No.
really good team.
I think
Have you watched them yet?
Lou, I think you left off Florida State on accident. Florida
I
State,
did leave off Florida State on accident.
they're one of the best teams for sure.
big gutsy win in Clemson.
Yeah, Pac-12 is really good this year for sure. I
You
don't
know
think
who was really good last year?
who Ty
Utah.
Penn State.
Utah's pretty good this year too.
They won against UCLA.
Yeah.
They just got
and
Cam
it was
Rising back.
smoke
They're
them in
gonna.
the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, great.
I'm just saying. Like,
Congrats.
it's just classic. Everyone's running around talking about the pack, no defense.
Yeah, I mean, I think the good thing for all of us here and for everybody is you're gonna find out a lot really quick.
That's correct. You're gonna find out.
I
You're
think
gonna
Georgia
find
is
out.
still probably by far and away the best team. I don't think Washington would sniff their
No way.
jockstrap.
No way.
I mean, in a one-game scenario, of course, you're talking about the talent of Georgia on defense versus what Washington brings to the table. But just like over the life of the first 4 weeks, Georgia
They've
has
done their
been-
thing against the competition that they have.
I mean, it was
for sure.
14-7.
But also
It
Georgia's
was
been, like,
14-7 at halftime against UAB.
Yeah, they haven't been on.
Like I'm just
No,
saying,
but
let's just be honest. If Ohio State was tied with or was 14-7 at UAB at half, this podcast and the national media is very different. Now, I'm not saying Georgia is not on paper the most talented team in the country. Like they're back-to-back national champions for a reason. That's not by accident. But like, let's not kid that like it's no different than Ohio State. Let's not kid that last year's team is the same team they're playing this year. Like,
Yeah.
look what Jalen Carter's doing for the Eagles. That he doesn't play in Georgia anymore. Nolan Smith's not there. Stetson
They're
Bennett's
still
not
really
there.
good, to be
Darnell
clear.
Washington's not there. Like a lot of the guys aren't there. Like they're still great. They still have one of the best recruiting classes ever. They're still great. But like, let's not kid that like this is the same Georgia team you've had for the last 3 or 4 years. It's just not. Like there's a like. Again, you're gonna find out really soon. They're gonna play big teams. They play in the SEC. Like you're gonna find out what they're.
The funny
made
thing is, they kind of play like the worst of the best SEC teams. They play Florida, Missouri, Ole Miss, and Tennessee. Like those are their 4 big games. So the Florida game at Gainesville is going to be their big game, I think, and they play at Tennessee as well. So,
Those are tough
but they're
games.
gonna be in the SEC championship against probably not Alabama, but someone in the SEC.
You don't think it's gonna be Bama?
I don't. I think they kind of stink, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they're very good. Yeah, we're gonna find out a lot about a lot of teams. We're gonna find out a lot more about Colorado this week because Deion Sanders said, "This is the catch me now because this is the worst you're gonna see me." And
He's not wrong.
They play Caleb Williams in Colorado this weekend.
At 11 a.m. local time, kind of think that's in their favor, low key.
Is it really that time?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, didn't know that. That's crazy. Yeah, some good. Again, college football is fun right now. I think Deion is definitely helping with that. Definitely gaining, adding a lot of attention to the sport. Yeah.
People were hating on the portal, and the portal has a lot of issues, but it also is putting us in a situation where a lot of talented guys are getting spread around every year, and kids are more seasoned, so they're better players overall, and the quality of games is going up across the country.
Yep, for sure.
In my opinion.
Yep.
Aligned. Maryland isn't the easiest out.
No, they're not
No,
bad.
sure.
They Michigan State is they played Michigan State last week.
Michigan State's terrible. They're a
Yeah,
disaster.
they also they're a mess of a program.
They're a total dumpster fire.
My new thing is I just bet against Northwestern and Michigan State every single week, no matter what.
Yeah, I was listening to some media this morning about Ohio State, and they were talking about the Notre Dame game. They're like, thankfully Ohio State has a bye. That was a physical game. Notre Dame has to play Duke and Riley Leonard. Like, that's not like a cakewalk right after
tough game.
Ohio State. Like, that's gonna be a tough game.
I think they're gonna punch them in the mouth though.
You?
Yeah, I think Notre Dame's gonna beat them up.
Interesting. All right. Well, we'll again, big weekend ahead. We'll talk more about that next week. But the NFL that was, as much as Lou and Ty want to hide from it, run from it, destiny arrives all the same. I'm going to give you guys a date here. December 27th, 2015. Do you know what that date was?
Yeah,
Last time the Jets beat the Patriots.
Just wanted to hear you say it. Do you know the last time the Jets beat the Patriots without going to overtime?
Before December 27, 2015.
That stat is relevant to me, in my opinion.
Great. That was the Bart Scott game in the playoffs. Probably the last
That was a
time,
great game.
Probably the last time the Jets were relevant. Over a decade
No.
ago.
They were relevant for like 5 minutes week 1 of the season.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you. Before that, December 27th, 2015, the Jets won a game against the Patriots. Since then, 15 straight L's. Another one this weekend. But for those of you that are not watching, Lou is shaking his head. He is definitely, this is a very passive Lou. He is waiting to say something. So we're going to turn it over to Lou and let Lou give his thoughts.
Let's start with the Jets, and then let's talk about the Patriots. Can we do that? Can we have a fair and balanced conversation about
100%.
both teams? Okay.
100%.
The Jets, Zach cannot play again. Like, he cannot. It is. There's some clips, Jay. If you want to, like, let's make this a really crazy Jets podcast, and let's put up the all 22. That play of us in our own end zone, and it's an underneath route right here, and then Garrett running a fly route wide open. If I have to watch that play one more time, I'm gonna throw up on my camera screen. So,
Jay, can you please get it and put it on? I would love to watch it.
if you could put the play in, it's hilarious. It's insane how open Garrett. It's a 90-yard touchdown. It's insane. Anyway, so they can't do that. The fact that the defense gives up 15 points in a game, Mac Jones is. We're going to get to the Patriots. The defense was really good. The offense was a disaster scene where the coaches are fighting. The players are fighting the coaches on the sidelines. 13 points, Jay. You're right. The offense gave up 2, but the safety was whatever. Players are fighting with coaches on the sideline. The head coach is just blindly supporting the worst quarterback in the NFL. It would be like if you have a dog and your dog just keeps taking a in your living room over and over again. The dog wakes up, he eats his breakfast, and then he in your living room. And then your wife looks at you, right? Or your partner looks at you, and they're like, why do you keep letting this dog in the living room? And then you look at them, and you say to yourself, well, the dog is really getting better. He's showing some poise. He's eating his food slower, and it looks like he's ready to go outside sooner, but then he just himself in the living room. That's what it's like when Zach Wilson lines up under center and this coach keeps defending him over and over and over again. We have a generational wide receiver. One of the best wide receivers in the league. The best wide receiver the Jets have ever had in my life. They have a running back who's maybe the best running back I've ever seen in my life as a Jets fan. I don't count Curtis Martin as part of my fandom because that was before my time. So, like, I would say that Brees is maybe the most talented running back I've ever had. I can't get myself to buy into it anymore. I refuse to go to any more games until he's gone. And that's not like a hardo, like I'm protesting. It's just, I'm not going to waste my time. I could sit on my couch and watch every game every week. Tyler, we could have been on our couch watching a great Sunday of football. The Dolphins scored 70 points. The Jets scored 10. It's a different sport. We're playing a different sport than everybody else. I'm just not going to get upset anymore. And that's the end of the Jets. You guys can talk about the Jets now.
Ty?
I really got nothing. I was optimistic.
We tried.
Yeah, like I'm so drained. I really got nothing. I got nothing because my care about Penn State is so much greater than my care about the Jets, and somehow my sadness of the Jets are outweighing my care and happiness about where Penn State sits. And so I got nothing. I got nothing. I don't want to talk about it. I don't care to talk about it. I've gone to that stadium one too many times in the last 9 years to hang out with my friends, and we don't even enjoy being together because of how ridiculous it is.
That's correct.
So I've got nothing. I've got nothing.
Any thoughts, Ryan? Then we talk about the Patriots because they suck ass.
Yeah. I put a clip up on IG and I said, Dolphins scored 70 points. The Bills were 2-1 and dominated the Commanders. The Patriots don't look great, but at least we're not the Jets. That is a poverty franchise. You guys sat on here and told us about all of these magical things that the Jets were going to do.
They lied.
How everything was going to return to greatness and that beating the Bills mattered and yay Jets. It's the same stuff every year we ever record this podcast. It is
That's right.
All a sham. It's a sham. It's one of the worst run organizations in
That's right.
football. There's nobody. Get my guy Garrett Wilson out of there. It is a disaster. It is a dumpster fire. It is terrible. That is a poverty franchise. We got to stop talking about them on this podcast. Nobody believes anything about the Jets. They stink. They're not good. They're irrelevant. Get them out of here.
I will not be talking about the Jets anymore on here. You will not catch me coming on here talking about the Jets.
No, but really, I mean.
No, I know. They're a joke. They lied. They lied. The coach lied. The GM lied. The organization lied. Hard Knocks lied. The only one who didn't lie was Aaron. Aaron's the only one who's been truthful the entire time, the whole way through. Everyone else lied.
No, but really, like, again, I love giving you guys stuff. It's what makes it, it makes it fun. Like, it is very fun.
It's not fun right now, Ryan. It's not fun.
I know for sure. I know it's not. Trust me. You don't think I'd sit here every single week and be like, please, Ohio State, don't lose. Please, Ohio State, don't lose. It doesn't matter how many games Ohio State lose or wins. Ryan Day's 46-6 in his career. And if they lose again, the rest of the year, I'm going to hear about it. Trust me. Do you know how, like, when Ohio State won that game, I probably got 30 text messages in a 5-minute span. DMs, tags, mentions. I wonder how Card Talk 2 is doing right now. Did he pull out all his hair? Can't wait for Card Talk. Like, a million. When Ohio State loses, it's 5 times as many. It's 5 times as many.
That's how it works.
It's tags and stories and tags on Twitter, tags on Facebook, texts like, man, y'all, are y'all really this bad? Y'all suck. Like, it's all the time. So, yeah, but again, I sit here and tell you, like, the Jets are a poverty franchise. Like, so when Ohio State loses,
we're not.
No, I know, for sure. Like, I talked to Reg, like, she's like, are you going to give him? Absolutely. Like, it's 15 straight. Absolutely. You better believe it. Like, I'm going to enjoy this because one day you're going to win. And I'm going to hear all about it. Like, it's going to happen. It might be this year. The Patriots are not good. Mac Jones is not the answer.
And he's dirty. Let's talk about how dirty he is.
Yeah, I mean, if he hit him below the waist, like, that's dirty.
What about last year when he went spikes up on people a bunch of times?
Listen, I'm not going to I go back to last year, run the clips. Hey, Ryan, is Mac Jones good? No, he stinks. I never buy a Mac Jones card. He's not good. I do not want Mac Jones. The Patriots have a bunch of guys that are like, wouldn't start at anybody else's team. Matt Judon is good. Christian Gonzalez is really good. I really like Christian Gonzalez. Like, Kendrick Bourne and Juju, Hunter Henry, Gesicki, like, this is Bill Belichick, man. We put these, like, B-list players out there trying to, like, Billy Bean the NFL, like, trying to get, like, guys at value, trying to, like, build a value squad. Like, we got nobody on our team. There's nobody good.
It's like Zeke and
yeah, Zeke was good 5 years ago. He's one of my favorite Buckeyes. Like, he won a national title. I won a national championship while at Ohio State, while watching Zeke. I had class with Zeke.
I'll say this about Zeke.
He's not good no more.
He looked thin and he looked fast on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, like, okay, like, he's not a 1 though. It's like Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook's not the 1. Breece Hall's the 1.
You want to talk about a guy who was running in quicksand. Dalvin Cook has nothing. He had like 1,500 yards last year and he has nothing.
Yeah, I'm just not looking forward to playing the Dolphins after they scored 70 points, man. Like, 8 touchdowns for 2 running backs. I mean, did you see
the Jets will score 70 points this season? I saw somebody saying that.
Like, cumulatively?
Cumulatively. They have.
Yeah, they will. They'll figure it out. They'll get things going.
Okay.
It's going to be a
long
season.
They will. They're going to win 6-7 games. Like,
honestly, though,
it's
like
hard. Like the NFL, it's up and down. But it's just about taking steps. They won't win a game that matters. They won't win a game that they're supposed to win.
All I know is we won. It's great. I love beating you guys, but like, I don't want Mac Jones.
But how do you feel about the Penn State matchup in a couple weeks?
Oh, I'm nervous for sure. I don't want to lose to you. Absolutely not. No way. There's nothing else I want to do more than beat Michigan, beat Penn State, and win a national title. Those are the 3 things. Like, it's been a while. And I don't want it to end now.
A lot of hurdles to get over there, kid.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm nervous.
Yeah.
All right, well, what else is on the rundown for the rest of the show? We've gone an hour or whatever.
Bronny James missed the first tackle or first practice. at USC.
I mean, he collapsed.
He's
on
doing
court.
very well, but the team went through its first practice of the season without the highly touted freshman. Turns 19 next week.
You know what does come out soon? I think it's this week, Ty, actually, while you're on the conversation of Bronny James, is he's in Topps Chrome All-American. The McDonald's. Really? He's in it. Yep. It drops this week.
I'm wondering, is he going to play?
I mean, he collapsed on the court. I don't know how quickly you come back from that. I mean, DeMar Hamlin still hasn't played, right?
I know, but like they haven't said anything. Maybe he's just not going to play.
You think he just goes to USC just to get a couple NIL deals and just doesn't play?
Maybe.
That'd be kind of wild, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm confused. That'll be an interesting story to follow. Obviously, USC.
Like I'm reading the quote. It sounds like they're just taking it very, very slow, which makes a lot of sense to me.
Speaking of taking it very slow, Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift don't appear to be taking it very slow.
Yeah, so
I'm fired.
We have a lot of Swifties in our lives, right? All of us here.
Yeah,
tons.
Yeah.
Do you know how big of a deal it was in my house this weekend?
Yeah, it was the biggest
huge
thing ever. My sister was asking for Jesse. That's never happened before. It's weird for like the first hangout to be with mom, right?
Well, that's what it can't be first hangout, and the mom.
That's the weirdest part of the whole thing.
In the suite, and I was like, "Oh, is she doing the classic like show like she cares more than she shows because she's with moms?"
I mean, she hit an LFG.
Yeah, and then she's cursing
like a
in front
real
of
one.
mom.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
a real one. Like enunciated.
Hold on, pause. We have to either accept that it was the first hangout or they've been lying the whole time. Which one is it, Courtney? Because Taylor Swift doesn't have a history of lying in those situations. So which one is it, Courtney?
I don't know if we want to call Taylor Swift a liar on this podcast.
I
That
do.
does not end well.
They've been seeing each other on the low, is my guess.
Like, you think the mom like goes with some of the classic mom like questions and like leads? Like,
I think so, but Taylor Swift strikes me as the kind of person who is great with a mom.
Yeah.
Too great with the mom.
100%.
Too great.
I don't know about too great. She hit an LFG right in front of
What do you
mom.
mean, Court? What do you mean by
saying
conveniently? What's going on that it would be convenient, Court? Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, did you see that?
Sometimes someone can be too good with a mom. Like,
I don't know about that.
the relationship with the mom gets more serious than the relationship that you're trying to build.
Oh,
They use the mom as like the thing that like now we're together.
right. So then it's like you can't. Then if you stop hanging out with her, then your mom's mad at you.
Correct.
I know we were talking about this a little bit in chat. Obviously, it was a big deal for like. I've heard more about Travis Kelce in the Chiefs in the last 48 hours than I have in a long time, and I follow this sport religiously. The amount of attention it has gained for sure. I mean, his jersey sales are up 400%. He gained 300,000 followers in a 48-hour period. That's insane. That's just crazy. It just speaks. Taylor Swift, we've talked about it before. I think one of you guys said Rihanna or Beyonce moves the needle. There's nobody on earth that moves the needle more than Taylor Swift. No one. Not one person. Taylor Swift moves it more than anybody. No way.
How many people have gone to see Taylor Swift concerts on this tour? Like, what's the total number of humans?
Insane.
Does anybody know?
A lot.
Is it like in the millions, you think?
Many.
I'm plugging in my laptop charger. Hang on.
I don't know, but it's a lot.
A ton. They said this tour alone was gonna like make her like a billionaire.
Yeah, 500 million she's making off the tour total or something like that.
Crazy. Now, let me ask you this. We've obviously talked about Topps Now, Panini Instant, all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Let's just hypothetical. There's a Topps Now card, dual autograph, numbered to 99 of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. What would it sell for on the open market today? 99 copies, Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, dual auto.
Let me look. I think it's obviously over 10,000. That's a safe bet.
Oh gosh. Obviously over 10 grand. That's crazy.
Is that crazy?
Obviously over $10,000.
Right. Did you see what was going on this weekend?
Yeah, I get it. I'm not saying you're wrong because my number will be above 10 grand. I'm just like, that's a lot.
Jay?
Eras Tour, 146 dates. If you can figure about 70,000 people per show, you're looking at about 11 million people going to the Eras Tour.
Wait, hold on a second. What was that math you just did?
146 dates. If you can
Okay.
approximate about 70,000 people per show, she's playing at huge stadiums. Some shows,
70K seems high. Let's go conserve. Let's do 55,000. How many people is that?
All right. So, I mean, 55,000 seems very low to me, but
How many people fit in MetLife?
80,000 plus. And she plays in Dallas, probably 100,000 people there.
Yeah, like
That's still 8 million people, Lou. If you have 55,000, it's still 8 million people.
Okay, so 8 to 10 million humans will have seen Taylor Swift perform.
and she already added 4 dates for next year.
That's so crazy. And okay, so it's over 10,000. It has to be over 10.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And then I'm saying to myself, okay.
But honestly, Travis Kelce hurts the card more than he helps the card.
I don't know. I mean, he's the best tight end of all time.
But it doesn't add any value to the card. You can buy Travis Kelce autos for $100.
You could buy
Taylor
Travis Kelce
Swift
for, like,
alone carries that card, and an individual, like a real Swiftie, someone that doesn't give 2 craps about the NFL, doesn't care about Travis Kelce being on that card, I don't think.
Well,
I guess
this is a $400 Taylor Swift auto right here. So
Yeah.
like, what are you talking about? So then it's not a $10,000 card. Then is what you're saying.
Man, I don't know. I'm thinking about that because I'm like, if they ever get married or something, that's even bigger.
Yeah, okay, let's be clear. That's probably not happening.
But like seriously, let's play this out because we're gonna talk about this, and then this will be brought up again on Card Talk. This is a lose-lose situation for Travis Kelce.
Mhm.
This is not a win. He cannot
The
win.
most obvious lose.
This can only go bad.
I think it can only how does it go good for the NFL?
Well, Taylor Swift adds viewership. Like you see the
Come
numbers.
on.
Travis Kelce's jersey
Until
sales
she
are 400.
bounces. She's bigger than the NFL.
They were walking together.
Ty.
She's with
It's the
his
talk of the
mom. Like
league.
this isn't like
That's what I'm saying.
She's
But what
not
happens
bigger
when
than
they
the
break
NFL.
up in 3 weeks?
She's not bigger than the
Kind
NFL.
of proving Patrick Mahomes was waving to her on the sideline
Yeah.
during the game.
Okay, how many people went to NFL games last year, Jay?
Yeah.
'Cause
Ty,
it's like 12 or 15 million if I had to guess.
Ty,
I'm
Taylor
just
Swift's
saying.
big. She's not bigger than the NFL.
Will Taylor Swift be at MetLife on Sunday night?
Probably.
That would be crazy.
The
How-
NFL wants her to be.
NFL attendance in 2022 was 18.82 million fans.
Yeah, I mean, let's not get it.
Double
And then how
that.
many people watch the NFL every Sunday?
I mean,
And
I'm
how
not
you watch
talking.
the
I'm
Super Bowl.
talking like
No.
when
You
she
can't
leaves,
change
I'm
it. You
talking-
said that Taylor Swift bigger than the NFL.
Yeah, you
yes.
did say that.
When she leaves, the NFL is going to be not thrilled about it. Think
The
about
NFL
LeBron
doesn't
James.
need Taylor Swift. You're acting like the NFL needs Taylor Swift to get numbers. The
I'm
NFL's
not
like,
saying they need it. I'm saying there's a drop off when she's no longer there. And so now
sure.
you want the NFL to make this happen. It's like it's a lose-lose, bro.
Courtney,
LeBron goes to a game, is like you don't even sneeze.
Courtney, let's just put in this out. Courtney put in chat. The NFL, she is bigger than the NFL for sure.
What?
The
That's
number,
what
what's
Courtney
the
put in
number one
chat.
narrative? What's the number one narrative of the NFL after week 3 NFL? What's the number one narrative?
The Dolphins are really, really good.
It's Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
Yeah, obviously.
You're not wrong. That's a big deal. But like going back to the point, this doesn't end well for Travis Kelce.
The only way it ends well is if they
King
get
of
married.
Britain went to an NFL game. It wouldn't have been as big.
No way, no chance. There's nobody
Taylor
bigger
Swift's
right
way
now
more
than Taylor
popular
Swift.
than the King of Britain, obviously. That's
There's
not-
nobody
That's
on
what I'm
earth
saying.
I
So what
can think of.
happens when she no longer comes?
Tyler, let's stop talking about the NFL like it's a slap organization. They're the biggest, most powerful organization in the world. It's like
Right.
U.S. military, NFL. Like that's like the
I'm
list
just
of powerful
saying, once you
organizations.
get high on a little bit of something, it's hard to come down from it.
Yeah, like drugs, like not Taylor Swift.
There's no way you're going to
impressions
convince me
are
that.
like the drugs.
There's no way you're going to convince me that Taylor Swift is bigger than the NFL.
No way, no chance.
How many people watch the NFL every week? Like it's not even close.
I think your argument is fair that Taylor Swift's fans, if this becomes serious and she goes to games, it
My
definitely
argument,
adds.
I'm not even making an argument. What I'm saying is that all the energy is going to put into keeping Taylor Swift around, and that's a tough place for
No,
Kelsey
it's
and
not.
the
I
Chiefs
don't
to be
think
in.
so.
You
I
mean
think
for Travis, yes, Travis will be distracted.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
a
and
real
the
shame.
Chiefs at large.
That's
That's
why
they got distracted this weekend.
that's why it's a lose-lose. That's why it's a lose-lose.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
That's
either
my
just-
point.
Ty, you just said You just went from it's a distraction to Taylor Swift is the biggest thing on earth, and she's bigger than the NFL.
She's the biggest thing on earth. The NFL is
sure.
going to want her to keep coming to games. That's a
Good
tough
league.
spot for Travis Kelce to be in.
The NFL wanted the Jersey Shorecast at the Jets game this weekend. What does that mean?
And no one cared.
Yeah, no one.
But they wanted them there.
But they're not dating Zach Wilson.
I think Courtney makes a good point. And this is, I think, let's sum this up and move on. It's a very fair point. It says the NFL will be fine once she doesn't show up. But this is for sure the biggest moment of the NFL season.
No, it's not. Super Bowl's a bigger moment than that.
Usher, by the way. Announcement.
If Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce continue to date and the Chiefs go to the Super Bowl, Taylor Swift being at the Super Bowl, dating Travis Kelce is bigger than the Super Bowl itself.
So you mean Taylor Swift attending the biggest event makes it the biggest event? Yeah, I agree. That's what you just said.
I don't know. I'm now lost. This is like Inception. I'm lost.
That's fine. Okay, Wemby first auto ever winner chosen.
Yeah, did you watch much about this?
Yeah, that was a screenshot I sent. I love that dude who won it, just pulling up in a gray t-shirt and a backpack. That's a fire move. This huge, amazing event. It's Victor. It's Taylor Rooks. It's Fanatics Live. Big deal. Blah, blah, blah. Bro pulls up with a gray t-shirt and a backpack. Love it.
Classic
yeah, I mean,
collector.
For sure. I think he had a collector's shirt on too, didn't he?
Yeah, it was like some kind of Shops t-shirt or something.
Yeah. It was. So yeah, definitely
Of course,
cool.
that's exactly what it is. It's all. We're not going to offend the Swifties, but that's what it is.
Yeah, definitely.
There's a connection between his Pfizer deal and him dating Taylor Swift.
No, you went to a different place, Ty.
You were saying it's a setup. I'm just saying, maybe it was part of the deal.
You went to a different place. That was not the place I was going to go.
Ty, you don't want losing
one deal. Just saying, we were talking. You started to move on to Allen and Ginter.
Yama Auto.
Yeah.
What'd you say? Yeah, Wembenyama. Again, somebody obviously wanted. That's got to be a pretty big card. He said something to Vic. They said, "Hey, do you want to ask Victor or say anything to Victor?" And he said, "Yeah." I think he said something about like taking care of my family or thanks. Like he made a comment about like thanks for it. Any guesses on what it would do if it sold on auction?
So, if you win that, that's an immediate list.
Sold, gone, next day, immediately.
Without question.
Couldn't sell it fast enough. Immediately.
So what would that sell? What do the green ones sell for now?
It's a good question.
To give it a base, let's look.
I mean, you probably got a recent rise just because you got to go to the event.
Do you guys think that the NFL, the NBA could have any less juice right now?
I was just thinking about that actually.
So there's a green one listed.
Like the Damian Lillard trade needs to happen.
Yeah,
sure.
Like it has to happen. It's just sitting there. It's like a sloggy NBA story.
There's Ty, real quick, just to jump in here. There's one listed for $8,000 or best offer from the party. There's one for $8,000. The redemptions back in July we're doing about $500 to $5,200 for a redemption. So
then the first one I ever signed, it's probably like, what do you call it? Like 2.5. So it's like
20 grand.
20.
Yeah, I mean 2.5 times 60. 2.5 times $8,000 is 20 grand.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I would say like between 18 and 20.
Yeah, I think 15 is probably a conservative number, but just for what it meant in the moment and how hyped Victor is now, it wouldn't be surprised me if somebody's like, "Yeah, I got 20 grand." I mean, let's be real. Somebody paid $66,000 for Zach Wilson 101 NT auto. I think it was wasn't that what the public sale was, like 66,000?
Yep.
66 grand. That dude stinks.
Yeah, how about 125 for Mac Jones?
Yeah, I'm not saying that was a smart either.
I'm saying like that's the type of stuff that goes on.
So you mean to tell me we can't sell a Victor Wembanyama auto for 20 grand? No, it'll 100%. Definitely sell. So that's I would guess somewhere in 15 to 20.
Wemby committed to the 2024 Olympics, which I feel like are actually going to have a little bit of juice for basketball.
It does sound like that.
Purposes. Team USA sounds like Bron might make a little final Olympics appearance.
So who's our star in that scenario? 2024. It's not LeBron. He's not the best player on the team at that point, I don't think, right?
I don't think so. Obviously, he's a big, massive part of it. Yes. Anthony Davis, I think, is probably a huge player in that.
I think
Pablo?
Anthony.
Yeah,
I think
that's what I was going to say. Anthony Edwards
I think
then
Anthony
steps
Edwards.
in big time, and Booker
Yeah.
as well. Bobby, it's a good point.
Yeah, I think Ant-Man's up there. I think Ant-Man is got some popularity.
He does.
Huh.
I'm not sure about his new shoes. He does. He's a baller. He's a gamer.
D-Book's definitely a good answer for sure.
Ass.
I'm not really striking fear in people's hearts with Anthony Edwards and Devin Booker, though.
Yeah, I mean the best players in the NBA don't play for the Team USA. The best players in the USA in the NBA do not play for Team USA. Giannis, Luka, Jokic. Like,
Yeah, I'm just saying.
What about Jason Tatum?
Yeah, not that guy.
The
The thing, like, I feel like we lost this FIBA. We came in third in FIBA because we're losers, and then they were like, "Oh yeah, like LeBron's gonna play." What?
Durantula might come back.
Did we get third
Or whatever? We didn't even finish.
I
We didn't even medal.
lost.
Yeah, maybe we didn't even medal.
Everyone
Whatever.
got sick. You got Durant. You got.
He's like gonna be 100.
Trey
They
Young's
lost to
gotta
Canada for the
crack
third place
that
game in
roster.
overtime. They lost to Canada in the third place game in overtime. They got fourth.
Hey, maybe.
Yeah, my only point is I felt like they were like, oh, 2024 Olympics going to be this great redeem team 2.0, blah, blah, or 3.0, whatever, blah, blah, blah. The players on our team are not like these intimidating players.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be a cakewalk like some of the other ones were.
Compared to like Kobe, LeBron,
Well, like all the other guys, it's like a guy, and then now maybe that's good for basketball. Porzingis, and it's like is Lativia and Yang.
Latvia, shout out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see. Paris sounds like it could be an electric Olympics, the final Olympics that matter.
The final Olympics that matter.
Yeah.
Why?
It's because the Olympics don't have juice, but Paris Olympics has juice.
The Paris?
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. We do have some questions.
Wemby's gonna light the torch, right?
100%.
Real quick, we got to give some shout out to a couple of Card Talk guys for sure. Adam Lefkoe, Hoodie Allen, also a card guy, but both of them have cards in Allen and Ginter this year. Some pretty big names in it as well. Outside of those guys, even Wemby has autos. I saw Rafael Nadal had an auto, and it was over $1,000 with time left. It was pretty big.
Wow.
Lefkoe has them. Hoodie Allen has them. Some cool things both of them did. Again, shout out to them for this for sure. But Adam Lefkoe put on one of his cards, signed it, put TV shout out, meaning if you find that, he'll shout you out on NBA on TNT. Mm-hmm. That was pretty cool. And Hoodie Allen wrote on the back of one of his cards, free tickets for life.
Love that.
I mean, you got again, this is, I think, I'm not sure if this is Topps idea. I would imagine this is a Topps type thing. But that kind of engagement through cards, like Topps did it in Big League Baseball with like follow backs, and it's going to continue. But that engagement built into cards, I think, is a really, really fun aspect that Topps is putting in these trading cards. Like a shout out on NBA on TNT from Adam Lefkoe because you pulled a card. That's crazy. That's super cool. Like Mike Trout can follow you back if you pull this card. That's awesome. Like free tickets to Hoodie Allen for life because you pulled his card, like that particular card. That's awesome. I think it adds a real dynamic to a chase in a particular set. I'm all for it for sure.
Yeah, I love it's all about generating conversation and like getting cards and cardboard in conversation in places they normally aren't. And
Lou, this goes back to the Victor Wembanyama thing because they're all connected. This is increasing, like Court said it best, building fan experience.
Yeah, and that's what Fanatics has always tried to do and will continue to do, and that's kind of what they're best at. So I also loved something that Lefkoe did. He said, because on the back of the Ginter cards, it says, like, this patch is not from any specific event, like, the normal language they always have. And his patches are his jacket from All-Star Weekend last year. So he said he's going to cross it out. He'll cross anytime he signs one, he'll cross out that this is not an event-worn thing, which was very funny. And I thought good for us because we always make fun of that stuff.
Yep.
I like that.
We've got some questions, quite a few of them. So shout out to everybody who submitted. Ty, I know there's not a lot of juice about the NBA, but here's a good one from Card Collector 1116.
I didn't say that. I think Lou said that.
Oh, Lou said that. Sorry.
The reason being is because I've put more time in the NBA in the last 48 hours, simply because
it's close.
And the Jets are over.
Yeah, that's fair.
He says NBA player with underrated and overrated value going into the season.
I don't know anything.
Overrated and
I guess
underrated value
who are
going into the
Who are some
season.
players? Let's do it like this. Who are some players you are intrigued by heading into the upcoming season?
For me, Jamal Murray. I think just one of the top point guards in the league. Obviously, defending champion, gets kind of overshadowed by one of the greatest centers of all time. But Kentucky college, been balling out. Finally, kind of obviously during the pandemic, COVID had his thing, ACL. Can they run it back? Can he become a true face? I've always been interested in Jalen Murray or Jamal. Yep. And overrated Zion.
That's an easy answer.
Yeah, I don't know what he's going to do. I mean, I'm excited. I'm very excited to see Chet. I am excited to see Chet. I'm excited to see that Thunder squad.
That Thunder squad's got some real talent if they're healthy.
Yeah,
Really
my
good.
boy Josh Giddey. I'm excited to keep watching him ball. Yeah.
I think a couple guys that stand out for me are Anthony Edwards. I do like Anthony Edwards. I think he's good, but also guys we think are good that we know are good. Luka, here Luka's been training, been conditioning in the summer. What is at some point you're going to want to see Luka win. Is it the team? Is it Luka? I think I'm intrigued by that storyline going into the year. Is what are we going to get out of Luka in 23, 24?
I don't know anything about basketball, so
I respect it.
Yep. Giannis is shaping up for I think a little bit of an interesting future. He's come out. He said he's not just gonna play with the Bucks for his entire career. He wants to win. He wants them to keep building around him. He obviously will get a massive major contract. I think he's due for just a major market. I think he ends up LA, New York, Miami.
That whole statement was very antithetical to who I felt like he was. Like it was like weird for him to be like, I don't have any loyalty to these people. I kind of always viewed him as like I'm the guy who just plays ball, and now he seems like everybody else to me.
I think he is like, I know my worth, and he's already delivered the championship, and he came from nothing, and he wants to keep winning, and he doesn't want to rest on a championship. He wants to keep driving and get bigger, and
You've turned me.
He feels he's done a lot for Milwaukee, and if they don't want to keep investing into what he's looking for, I think he's like humbly like, I'm gonna keep trying to find that.
Yep, I want to win.
Yeah, just the NBA is in a tricky spot with the stars as they continue to get bigger and bigger. Like, they just do what they.
The worst professional league in all the professional leagues by far.
What's more pressure? This is from Sunny Boy Comics. What's more pressure, winning a Super Bowl or dating Taylor Swift?
Dating Taylor Swift
by a mile.
He's already won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, Kelce might be able to pull it off though.
Better hope
she
so.
Might be fun. She might be a fun like public girlfriend.
Until she's not.
Yeah, until she's ready to write a new album.
I know, but what if she writes good things about him?
Listen, I just got a text message from one of my wife's sisters, a family friend. I literally just got a text message sitting right here. She's these girls are diehard Swifties. It says, "Got any Travis Kelce cards? I'm looking to buy." Yeah, it matters. Great. It matters.
Everyone thought it was going to be Ruben, and it was Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Got any Travis Kelce cards?
Everyone thought it would be Ruben.
It matters. It matters. I think it's Taylor Swift. I don't think it's even a debate. This is a good one. You guys might know this. I think it's Narca 3D. How's New York Comic Con for cards?
I've only been to Comic Con one time. I was there for work like 5 years ago. Actually, it was longer than 5 years ago. It's a cool experience. What?
What were you there for? My Little Pony?
No, TV show.
Which one again? Mr. Robot?
A USA Network TV show.
Can we move on?
I was there for that, and it was cool. It's a great place to be like to just nerd out for a day. I don't know if I would consider it a card event. It probably is now, given the last few years, like with Pokemon and everything. But I would say it's way more of a movie property place than it is like a sports cards place for sure.
LA Card Guy says buy, sell, hold, Yoda, Luke Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh wow.
I'm selling Obi-Wan.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
am holding Luke Skywalker. And,
I'm holding Luke and buying Yoda.
Yeah, for sure. All day.
Yeah.
All day.
Yoda's like a state of being that like will forever remain.
Mm-hmm.
Luke Skywalker is like
OG all
just
time.
like a bedrock OG all time. Yeah, like a Fred Flintstone or a Homer Simpson type.
Yep. Star of the show.
And then Obi-Wan is like a supporting character that might like get his own movies. Like Obi-Wan's like Ron. Like like you gotta respect Ron, you know.
Yeah.
Like
for sure.
He's more of like a Hagrid.
Favorite, this is from JPD. Favorite card you've picked up since you started the podcast?
Wow.
Like, what's your favorite pickup last few years? Anything stand out?
I really like that Saquon White Sparkle. I'm really enjoying the Lorcana promos that I have. It might be like my first edition B drill.
I'll take some time.
Prism.
I don't remember what I did 3 weeks ago. How am I supposed to remember a card I bought a year and a half ago?
Yeah, it's a tough one. I think for me, the 52 mana was kind of like that, really like a big get for me. That was a big thing. Like that was a card to me, that was the card growing up. So that would probably be up there. Couple cool Ohio State pieces. I own, a few game worn jerseys of a couple of the Buckeye guys. Obviously love that. Just, knowing what Ohio State means to me. So that's pretty cool. But Lou, I would have thought the Jordan Alvarez Dynasty would have been up there. That's a pretty cool card.
So I'm trying not to go recency bias because I just bought that like 6 months ago or whatever. But that would be it.
Yeah. Maybe that Mark Sanchez 101 game used shield you got you from your buddy.
Well, yeah, obviously all my Mark Sanchez cards are elite, but like
Ty, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, because I wanted to get this off my chest on this podcast, I really don't like what's happening with Jadon Sancho and Manchester United. That's someone that I've collected a lot of. That's why.
What's going on?
Young Jadon Sancho, 23-year-old that we paid $80 million for to be a winger. I've in probably season 1 and in the first quarter of season 2. I spoke about.
Yeah, but what's happening?
He's just like barred from the team. Like he's just like over like on like the detention pitch. Like
why?
Just deleted his Instagram this morning because he like showed up late or like wasn't like being soft in practice. And like the coach and him have always had a little rift. He's kind of like, young and with money, and where that's the word. And then like after one game, the coach didn't play him, like didn't put him on the bench. And afterwards, they're like, "Where was he?" He's like, "He's not giving it his all in practice." And then he like tweeted like, "That's some bullshit. Like the coach is making stuff up."
He did the Breece Hall 4 footballs.
And then the coach was like, "Apologize," and he's like, "I ain't apologizing." And so now he can't even eat lunch with the team. And then he just deleted his Instagram.
God.
Yeah, bro. And now he deleted his Instagram. And I'm like, this is a young cat that's just trying to have fun. And like, we're like this like hardo football club. Like, it's a mess.
Well, Man U's kind of like the Yankees of soccer, no?
Yeah, a little bit. And like at first glance, we need to clean it up and we need to like.
Okay, that's respect to you for saying that.
But like now my guy who like I enjoy is like over like playing with like the like assistant coach while everyone's over here, like they're ostracizing him. And I just got to delete his Instagram and like.
Has the team said anything? Have any other guys said anything?
now I guess the guys are like begging him to apologize. Like, and the coach just wants like a little quick sorry. And the dude's like, you guys paid $80 million for me to be on this team. I don't need to like say sorry to the coach.
Sounds like Jadon's being a bad guy a little bit.
Yeah, not a team guy.
He's a me guy.
Yeah, we don't like me guys. We like team guys.
Jadon Sancho me.
I get it. Not since you. I get it. But like, I just want him to be okay.
All right. Well, because
I have a lot of his cards.
Honestly, I'm glad Tyler brought that up. That's a crazy story.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
ridiculous. It's embarrassing all around.
We got plenty to talk about. It sounds like next week's episode is going to be a lot of fun too. But as we wrap it up here, we do have a couple products coming out this week. I mentioned earlier Topps Chrome All-American basketball, Bronny James autos. That should be a pretty big deal. You've got SBX Hockey 22-23, Wild Card 5-card draw football. I do enjoy that. It's a kind of a fun oddball rip. You got Leaf Exotic Baseball, Panini Contenders Optic Basketball. I know Lou's a big Contenders Optic kind of guy. And then Mosaic Choice Football.
Nothing that interesting to me in there. But the other thing we didn't talk about was the Panini WWE thing.
Yeah, we haven't talked about
We
that.
skipped a lot of things this week. This was crazy. The Jets ruin everything. They take away from the quality of the show, and I won't let that happen anymore. I won't let the Jets ruin our show anymore.
Yeah, now that your guys' season is over, we'll have way more time next week to not talk about
Yeah, I mean, like,
that.
we didn't get to the Panini WWE. We didn't get to Ruben saying the stuff at the card show about that. We didn't get to that CGC video. That's like an insane situation. I'm upset.
Maybe a Card Talk Live or something sometime soon.
I could do a Card Talk Live. I could get into that mix. We do need a little.
I did an Instagram Live a couple weeks ago. That was fun.
All right, I got to run.
It was a pleasure, boys, as always.
Long
I have
episode.
a big submission that I got to do to PSA soon. And I've just been sad. I can't shake it. Maybe it's because it's been raining here for 4 days in a row. I apologize.
Yeah,
for
maybe it's
energy,
because the
but I
Jets
never
suck,
thought
the
I would
Yankees
be that
suck,
sad
Man
about the
U
Jets.
sucks. They all suck.
And my favorite team of them all is better than they've ever been, but it doesn't matter for another 3 weeks. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant unless we win that game. Even if we lose by 1 point in the fourth quarter, we'll be the same old.
How scared are you to lose in the next 3 weeks?
I'm not scared to lose in the next 3 weeks. It's 2 games.
Okay.
It's Northwestern and then UMass, and I'm not scared about them at all.
Those teams
I'm really
stink in a
not
bye.
at all.
Yeah, that's a 3-week buy that you got there.
Yeah. What I'm scared about is people like like someone loses and then the narrative shifts. Because right now, if you look at all of, they do the top 10, what's next? Every time it gets to Penn State, it's just like, and it's like, I'm just nervous that all of a sudden they're going to be like, they're good. And then like just before the Ohio State game, and then the same thing's going to happen. Like Drew Aller throws his first interception of the year in the fourth quarter.
Find out all about Penn State next week. See you guys.